This is my grandmother's badge, 1968. It's phenomenal to have it because it just provides the opportunity to tell about her and her story. She's just impacted my life, I mean, more than I can even say. She was definitely a pioneer for her time, and she's the epitome of a can-do woman. She strived to be excellent. Not only that, she could do the police work at the same time, and she was phenomenal at that. And she did it all in high heels and skirts, running after the crooks.
I started in 1975. I was in the academy, and the practice back then was if you made the top 10 in your class, your reward would be you'd get to pick the patrol station you went to go work at. I mean, it was hard. When I joined in 75, it was still a very male-dominated profession, but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Originally, I wanted to be an architect. When I got to senior year of high school, realized when I hit calculus, AP calculus, probably not my best trait. I started off on patrol, as everybody has to, and that's fun. You're just running and going. I kind of grew up a little bit sheltered in the Tomball area. You know, never had seen a burglary of a motor vehicle, never seen a window broken out. And then you get here and you see all this wild behaviors and stuff. I mean, it was interesting and fun, and you just learn a lot about life, and you know, not everybody's blessed with the same things. And so it's very, very humbling.
And I thought, I want to be a lawyer. That's what I wanted to do. But I didn't have enough money to go to college. And at that time, the police department, you became a police officer, they had a federal LEAP grant. It would pay for your college. So I thought, well, I'll go to the police department and get my college degree, and then I'll go to law school. But I became hooked on the police department. They didn't have women in patrol then. I eventually made it to patrol. Then from there, I went to the vice division, to the juvenile division, and then I studied for detective, made detective in 1979, was assigned to the homicide division, sex crimes unit, then transferred to regular homicide in an administrative capacity. And then right before I retired, I was burned out, and I wanted to go back to homicide to see if I could not retire. But everyone else had retired that I knew, and it wasn't the same. And so I just retired in December of '06. I've done a lot. I would have worked for free. You just can't begin to imagine what you're seeing every night. And it's just amazing, and you're getting paid to do that. It was a fascinating job. It was a good ride, I'll say that. She had just come down from Minnesota, and she'd worked at the municipal court buildings for about 5 years. The chief Scheibe at that time sent somebody over to the municipal courts to say, would you like to be a police officer? And she goes, well, how much do they make? And I think they told her $300 a month. She goes, wow, that's a lot more than I'm making now. Yeah, I'm interested. So they said, okay, but women weren't allowed in the police academy at that time. They told her, well, you report to the juvenile division. You're going to kind of like have on-the-job training. And here's some law books you need to read. And when you read these, you're going to take a test, and then you'll get sworn in. And that's what she did. When she got pregnant, they told her to quit. They just said, you can't be a policewoman and have a child. And so she refused to quit. Back when she started in '53, the juvenile division was also referred to as the crime prevention division. She served there for about 20 years. It was hard on her, but she loved her job. It was exciting.
The fact that she had the police in a skirt and high heels and click, 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 running after the crooks, I mean, that's tough.
Scotland Yard sent an inspector over because she had developed a crime analysis system. They wanted to see what she was doing, so she taught the inspector what she was doing, and he said he was going to take it back to Scotland Yard and start it in England. She was ahead of her time. They presented her the Hunter Club a Rolex watch.
This is her watch. This is an award from the Hunter Club that she inherited to me when I became an officer. So it's very, very special. Definitely part of the decision factor. Whenever we had family gatherings, I mean, it was impressive. All these stories, you know, it's just kind of a camaraderie of HPD shows up. I heard a lot of it from my grandma and my mom and what they did, and you know, I think my mom had an agenda. She had visited an exchange student in Germany that she'd met in high school, and I think she had the wallet stolen out of her purse, and she went after the thief and got her wallet back. And so when she came back home and told us this, we were horrified. You could have been hurt. I said, Lizzie, I don't know if you want to hear this or not, but I really think you have what it takes to be a police officer. You're hardwired to run to danger. She was, you know, kept putting that bug in my ear, kept telling me. I said, I guarantee you, you're going to have the time of your life. For my time right now, I would say I don't run into really any battles being a female. I would say it's more family oriented as far as, you know, we're equals. That's the one thing that I'd really like to share. My mom and my grandma brought an element to HPD that during their time I don't think was really existent. What they would always tell me is, you treat everybody with compassion, with respect, with dignity. So I applied that principle when I got to HPD, and just doing the same thing.